I hope the Baltimore Orioles suffer. I hope they lose.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Don't Know Ball podcast. Isaac Isringhausen, Lucas Dalton, and Josh Coloni.
Fuck the Baltimore Orioles.
Josh Coloni sounds a little bit pissed. Do you want to care to explain why
Matt Bowman's not on the fucking playoff roster for the Orioles. They went with 5 left-handed relievers.
So I'm kind of feel like a dick because I started this. I told him to start it up like 5 seconds after he got the news. So
what the fuck?
Yep.
Well, we're not Orioles fans anymore.
At least he can have the same
shit?
fate as Justin Verlander because he's also not on the roster.
Wait, Justin Verlander's not on the playoff roster?
No, not on the wild card roster, at least for the Astros.
That's wild.
So, a whole lot to talk about today. We got a whole lot
We have
going
a
on.
ton of information to get
I feel like we should start off because I don't know how much we can really break down besides 2 things. Pete Rose died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think that's really all we could. Yeah, he'll be in the next 2 years.
Okay, how quickly do we think it's going to happen, though?
Next 2 years.
You think it's going to happen?
Yeah. If not this winter.
I was going to say, do we think it's going to happen this winter?
Well, they have that Veterans Era Committee vote every year. I bet they put him on the ballot. I bet he's in. I guarantee it. There's no doubt in my mind. Now that he's dead.
I think it's just really weird in baseball that you have your home run leader and your hit leader not in the Hall of Fame.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Like, sure.
I don't care what they did. It's a Hall of Fame. It's a museum of baseball. If they are record leaders, they have to be honored.
What is it, like 4,285 hits or something like that?
It's something crazy.
It's just
like that.
insane.
And none of us took it as the most unbreakable record, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, no, because Ichiro is a unicorn.
But I mean, like you have to have a sustained amount of success.
He played for what 24 years?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me pull up.
Plus like 6 or 7 in Japan. He's still.
Are we talking about Ichiro
or no, I'm talking about Pete Rose.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about Pete Rose. My bad.
Let me type up Pete Rose real quick on my laptop. Ever stops being slow. But yeah, I agree. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I think eventually Bonds should be in. But I also think there needs to be a giant asterisk next to the years that he did steroids. Speaking
of asterisks, I hope Aaron Judge's MVP has an asterisk next to it because he's the reason why Matt Bowman's not on the playoff roster.
That's going to be that's going to go to another interesting conversation that we're going to have later because you mentioned.
Let's just do it now. Because let's just jump into it. We have a lot to cover.
Do we want to start there?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let's start with the playoff predictions because that kind of goes into that. Yeah. Okay. What y'all thinking? We got first day of the playoffs today? Do
we want to predict the whole playoffs, or are we going to start with like the wild card round?
Let's just, I mean, because the bracket gets confusing.
Yeah.
So let's just go. I don't know. What World Series, or who's going to the CSs?
I think the Phillies and Phillies for sure.
Phillies and
let me make sure the bracket makes sense for what I'm going to say. Hold on.
Well, that's what I had to look up, too, just to make sure that I knew what I was
I can't look anything up because my laptop's slow.
It's going to be...
okay, so that can't happen.
I
got Phillies, Padres in LCS.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah.
And then I'll go... This might be a hot take, but Tigers, Orioles.
I was going to say Tigers, Yankees.
I think the Tigers are just going to be hot. Like, you think that's just why? They're running consistency.
I really want to pick the Guardians because for some reason they don't lose. But
we're going to talk a lot about the Guardians later. Got a whole lot I want to talk about with my segment.
I don't know. I don't think the Royals make it past the wild card round.
You were correct. Pete Rose played 24 years. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's crazy. I don't think the Royals make it past the wild. I don't think they beat the Orioles. I wish, though, but I don't think they do.
World Series, I think, is...
Yankees, Padres.
Padres, Orioles. I think the Padres won.
I just
feel this feels like a Padre kind of year.
Yeah. Which, oh my God, that guy over there.
You know, I would be so happy for him if they win. Yeah. I would be thrilled. I'd buy him a World Series shirt.
Yep.
He deserves it. Go Brian.
He would be.
He would be just. That would be great. I would be very happy to see if they're in the World Series. He's got to come over for a game. Like we got to watch a World Series game at my house with him.
Yep. He has to.
In RFIs.
Yeah, I don't think the Dodgers make it past their first round because they don't have pitching.
Right.
You know,
I don't think I was about to say Dodgers and Phillies would be in the NLCS, but I genuinely can't see it because with the Dodgers pitching and how injured they've been. I mean,
and the ones that are healthy have been injured most of the year.
Exactly. Yeah. They're rusty.
I like the Padres.
Yeah.
I don't think the Braves and the Mets are going to be at a disadvantage since they didn't have the off day. And the Brewers aren't that good. They're going to get steamrolled by the Phillies.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope.
I genuinely do not see any team in the National League beating the Phillies.
I think the Padres do. I just think they're, I don't know.
I think they have the horse. Like I think they have the offense to keep up with it.
Yeah,
but when you
pitching.
look at the pitching, I mean,
Yeah, Zach Wheeler,
Nola. Aaron Nola,
Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez.
Yeah,
they're deep. Yeah,
their
no, you're
bullpen
not
is deep too. I mean, when you take their bullpen into consideration as well, I just don't see anyone beating them personally.
I just can't wait to see Matt Waldron strike out Bryce Harper or something. That'll be fun. Because
I was looking forward to my favorite pitcher playing in the playoffs, but the Orioles left him off the roster.
Well, he's
I'm going
only
to
off
send
for the-
Brandon Hyde an email.
How about you play us a song on the world's tiniest violin?
he's only off for the wild card series. He could be back.
One of their 17 lefty relievers they put on their roster might take the spot.
Yeah.
Colin Selby is on the roster, but not Matt Bowman.
You're so pissed. I love it.
Well,
This is hilarious to me.
At least Gunnar Henderson's still there. You want to do awards?
you want,
Yeah. Or you want to break down the games today more?
let's
there's-
break down the games. I mean, so I feel
I'm
like we
watching at least the first two and the last
the
one.
first
I don't
one's
know
at
if I'll-
1:32.
Yeah, that'll be on in the media lab. There's no way the Tigers lose with Tarek Skubal on the mound.
no, I don't see it happening either.
Framber's good, but not.
Framber's good, but Skubal has been the best pitcher in the American League since the start of the year.
The Padres are starting Michael King, huh? That's
bold. Braves don't have a starter. Padres going to win that game, just because the Braves played yesterday.
Yeah, they're going to
Mets' first game starter is kind of interesting. You have it pulled
Severino?
up. Yeah, Luis Severino.
Really?
Yeah. Good for them. Good for him. I like
they
Luis.
started. Who did they
Mago
start?
and Lucchesi
Yeah,
yesterday.
Joey Lucchesi yesterday, who was
He called him up, and he was
had an
excellent.
11 ERA on the season, and they called him up to pitch in the last game of the season.
Did you see Grant Holmes struck out like the first 9 batters? Because I'm sure the Mets didn't care.
No.
They played Eddie Alvarez.
It's
They
just
didn't
really
care.
weird that if you won one of those games, you made the playoffs, and whoever lost both.
Actually, the Diamondbacks kind of got screwed.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting at the clubhouse.
Yeah,
all
I was thinking like they're sitting there, and their fate is completely on these two teams that definitely had some kind of meeting beforehand. Like, hey, we split these games, nobody gets hurt, we both make it.
Except that first game was crazy.
Well, the
Yeah.
first game, you kind of felt like it was a must-win for both sides.
Well, because like then you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
That's the big game for them. But like the fucking Mets after that, they don't care. They don't want to play their guys. They don't want to get hurt.
Exactly.
And the Braves,
My boss and I were actually talking about that because he's like, they're going to turn it into a bullpen game. Watch.
and they did.
Yeah.
They started Grant Holmes. Yeah. I think the best game today is going to be the Orioles and the Royals. We're going to watch that in
I
our
agree.
meeting.
Yeah.
I think that might
That's going to be a hell of a series.
In terms of the wild card, I think that's going to be the best wild card
Yeah,
series.
I agree.
I think it's going to be the only one that goes all three.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause I think the Padres sweep.
Padres will sweep.
I don't
yeah.
know. The Tigers and the Astros might go 3.
Maybe, but the
I'm
Tigers
sup-
are the hottest.
I don't
I'm
think
baseball
really
right now.
surprised
True.
the Astros aren't pitching Verlander, but they
I
don't
don't.
have him
I
on
can
the
see why he
roster.
kind of sucked.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No baseball Friday.
The Royals are the only team that have their. Oh no, they don't. The Padres do too. That have all their 3 starters for the wild card series out already. Royals are going Reagans, Lugo, and Michael Wacha for the 3 games.
Padres go. Let's see. King, Musgrove, Cease. King game 1's kind of a choice, but
I would start Cease game 1.
Michael King is really good.
what's up with these game times?
They do that.
The fucking. Do you have the schedule pulled up?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Tigers game starts today at 1:32.
Yeah, that's a weird start time.
132,
Mets,
338.
Yeah, 132.
7:38, 3:30. Oh, that's not today. Never mind. 4:32.
I might tell my girlfriend coming back from the concert tonight that we are listening to a playoff baseball game.
Playoff baseball on the radio is definitely electric.
No, it's
Radio
not.
baseball is electric.
Well, I'm going to pull it up on my phone and watch it on Hulu.
Oh, but the radio calls are so good.
Yeah, but, I put my phone up on my dash like this. And I
Oh,
could be
and you
like,
watch
oh, look,
it.
piss missile.
Yeah.
That's how we watched Ted on the way back from South Carolina,
That's
actually.
valid.
We put my phone up against the fucking dashboard, and it was very illegal.
Yeah.
Very
Probably
illegal.
It's frowned upon.
Have you guys seen that picture?
No.
I'll show it to you guys after. But
So-
this is not entertaining for the viewers or the listeners. I mean, God damn it.
Award predictions. We did that at the beginning of the season. I think it's a good time to revisit it postseason. What do you got for MVP?
First of all, hang on. I want to specify something here. Whenever I say these are like my picks, this is just my way of saying if I had a vote, these are the guys I'd give it to.
Yeah.
I don't know
okay.
if you guys feel the same way about this or not.
Yeah, that's well. I mean,
Do we want to
yeah.
start with MVP or do we want to end with MVP?
I mean, we just do Rookie of the Year, Cy Young MVP, right?
Yeah.
Reliever of the Year, I guess we
I
could
don't
throw
know.
that in
You
there.
can't
Reliever of the year. There's
Just
two
Clase
very
and
obvious
Helsley.
ones.
Yeah, Clase and Helsley.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad we agree. That's out of the way.
Right.
Rookie of the
wanna-
Year.
Rookie of the
We'll
Year?
do MVP last. Yeah, Rookie of the
I
Year.
was going to say it makes more sense to do MVP last. AL or NL?
I think AL is a more wide open conversation.
I think it's who's it between? Is it between Colton Cowser and
They haven't announced the finalists yet, but I don't really think there's a favorite. I think Cowser's probably the only like decent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a down year for AL rookies.
Yeah, there wasn't really like a big like AL rookie this year. NL's like I hope it's not a conversation. I really don't. It should be Paul Skeens.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. They're the people that there's one fan base that thinks it's Jackson Merrill. He's a good player. He's not better than Paul Skeens.
Here's the funny thing though. There's only one argument that I keep seeing for Jackson Merrill to be rookie of the year over Paul Skeens.
Clutch.
No, he plays every day. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, Jackson Merrill plays every day. Yeah, but Paul Skeens is closer to being the best pitcher in baseball than Jackson
His
Merrill is
sub
being the
2
best player
ERA in his
baseball.
first season. He was what 10-2. I know record doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Struck out the world. Started an All-Star game in his rookie year.
And
like-
didn't even play play a full season.
Still got 140 innings or so. Like there's no argument for anybody
mean,
but Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens,
He's that guy.
I mean, I keep beating a dead horse, but like Paul Skeens has been maybe the most hyped up pitcher of all time. The only guy you can make an argument is Steven Strasburg.
He's done a lot of good things.
Yeah, he's lived up to. He's been better than what most people expected. So yeah,
He's done a lot of good things.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
Cy Young.
My rookie of the year for the AL is Luis Heel, by the way. Like,
Ooh, okay. No, I could see that. Him or
Colton
Cowser.
like, I mean,
It's hard to say without the 3 finalists being named.
or even Austin Wells. I've seen a lot of people say.
He's had a good
Yeah, I can
season.
see Austin Wells.
I can see
too.
I
Austin
think
Wells.
just because it's Yankee people, they're gonna pick them. One of the two.
Heel,
Yeah,
yeah. Heel kind of
I
had.
feel like he will get the
Because I mean,
Cowser
Cowser had 24 homers, but like.
But he also
Luis
and he
Heel
also
was
played on the
15 and
yeah, that's
7.
fair.
gets
That's fair.
overshadowed by a team that's really good
Yes.
with Matt Bowman.
Yeah. Well,
I'm really salty about this. By the way, I'm
course you
livid. Cy Young, Scooble.
These are so
Scooble
weird.
for the AL.
Scooble in the AL and Chris Sale for the NL. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they both won the.
so
there's not a
Chris
whole lot to
Sale
break down.
Isn't pitching. He was
back
healthy
spasms.
all year.
Yeah,
Until
Bob
the
Nightingale
playoffs.
wrote a novel about his injuries yesterday on Twitter.
Yeah, and he'll be out for the whole wild card or for the whole first series.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
The Braves won't make it past it anyways. I almost think that this AL Cy Young should be closer with Class A than it appears, but you can't really deny a pitching triple crown.
yeah,
So.
that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, it would be cool to see a reliever like almost win it, but not really.
And then I guess MVP is the last one. That shouldn't be too.
No, Ohtani and Judge.
Yeah. I know Izzy doesn't agree with either of those. What did we
agree
say
with-
yesterday?
Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. and
Okay, I think I agree with Ohtani.
Okay. We didn't think you would.
Because as much as I don't think a DH should win MVP, Ohtani's season was that good. I'm not
I mean,
gonna,
he went 54-54, almost stole 60 bases.
I'm not going to deny that.
Batted
on
stupid.
a team that gives him several protection, but we're just going to leave that alone.
I know you want to talk about something with batting, but what do you got for AL? What's your claim of Judge over Witt?
Bobby Witt Jr. hit. Hang on, look at this.
332.
Yeah, 332. I think he won the
32 homers.
I think he won the batting title for the AL. Correct me? No.
I don't know who else would have. I think so,
I
yeah.
think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, 32 homers, 109 RBIs, 31 stolen bases. Yes, I get the Judge has been Judge. But
I just don't think you can argue with, 58 homers, 59 homers? He batted 320? He put up 11 WAR this season. That's an insane number. And with a shitty Paw Patrol September.
Yeah, with a very shitty Paw Patrol September.
But he doesn't have. But Bobby Witt has nobody.
No, that is correct.
He has
I agree with that
no
argument.
help in that lineup. He
It's
has
just like
no
Salvi
protection in that lineup,
I
and
agree.
he plays in
A
the
big ballpark.
least hitter-friendly ballpark in the league on a Royals team that lost 106 games last year.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think any other year, Bobby Witt's your MVP for sure. I just don't think you can look over Judge. And
but
they
I
won't
think it should
because
be.
of the
But I think it should be
bias.
closer to what everyone is.
Oh, yeah,
making
no,
it out to be.
I agree. It shouldn't be unanimous at all. It should be close. But
If
I think
it's
Judge
unanimous,
gets it.
I'm going to say that's bullshit because Bobby Witt deserves. If I had a vote, I would give it to Bobby Witt because with or without Aaron Judge, let's be honest, the Yankees are still a playoff contender.
Juan Soto does his thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jazz Chisholm has been solid.
He's been really good on the Yankees, yeah.
They still have Giancarlo Stanton when he's ever healthy, which is rare, but still, I mean, I also think Witt provides more value as a base runner and defender. I've said that since day one.
Yeah, Judge is decent defense, but base runner you definitely got. And I think you got more defense from Witt than Judge, but they're not bad. You wanted to talk about the batting title.
Yeah.
Fucking joke.
I'm starting to not be a fan of the batting title because, like, for Bobby Witt, it makes sense.
He deserves it.
Genuinely
Yeah.
one of the best players. But for the NL, Luis Arraez winning the batting title again, hitting 314 is stupid considering Ohtani hit 309 and did leaps and bounds better than the guy that can't hit the ball out of the
I will give
grass.
Arraez credit. Having 3 consecutive batting titles on 3 different teams is really fucking impressive, but it says a lot about what the award is.
Especially in today's day and
Yeah.
age. Yeah.
He did it with
It says a lot about what the award is.
Marlins and
Padres.
Padres, right?
yeah.
Cool, but like, no.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't mean anything.
Ohtani literally. No, he
was-
did fumble at the end of the year because literally they sat Arraez on Saturday and Ohtani went 0 for whatever. So like it's his fault.
Yeah.
But like also, I don't know. It's just stupid. It's like Arraez had a 108 OPS plus, hit 4 home runs, and had like 40 RBIs this year, and then Ohtani had 54.
Well, the
home
thing about
runs and
Arraez,
100.
and I know we've talked about, he doesn't do anything but hit well. He doesn't run well. He doesn't field well. He doesn't have any power. He hits singles.
Exactly.
He doesn't.
I mean,
he
like-
can't beat out singles in the doubles like Ichiro could.
I mean, like, yes.
He doesn't field well. He doesn't do anything well but hit
And
singles.
This is always the argument I have for people who try to use batting average as a valid statistic. Jack. Anyways,
Torno Jack.
sorry, I had a cough there, guys. I'm sorry.
good.
But no, like this is always my argument. It's like yes, it's impressive that Arraez hits 330.
Yeah.
But like you said, like you both said, he doesn't do anything else other than hit for average.
Now,
I would rather have a guy like Adolis Garcia, who I know this year he sucked, but
Like
last
190,
year,
yeah.
last year he hit 245 with 30 homers and over
I'd
100
rather have
RBI.
that 100 times
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd rather have a guy like that because yes, the average isn't there, but he will drive guys in. He will
Yeah.
hit home runs. The potential's there. And to me, you live with with a guy like him. You live with strikeouts because everything else is there.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, like, what Arraez has actually done this year. I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. His career batting average is like 320,
And you-
which is just insane.
You've mentioned in the podcast before about him having a Hall of Fame case. I don't love it because he's not
He'll
good.
get it.
But I think, if he's 20, I think we said he was 28, 27.
Yeah.
I feel like it
If he
depends on who
plays
the
for
voters
10
are.
years, he gets 2,200 hits and he has 3 batting titles. So you can make the claim. It's just he's not good.
He'll probably win
If-
5
Yeah,
more.
like with that alone, you almost have to consider it, right? Because
Yeah.
there's guys that were in the Hall of Fame now that are like world class hitters that didn't win 3 batting titles, but it doesn't matter because it's really not an important
Really, I was
award
gonna say,
anymore.
like, the batting title just is handed to whoever has the highest batting average.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you have guys in the Hall of Fame like Ty Cobb that won that award so many times over that are in the more or less in the Hall of Fame because of it, you can't just
Well,
stop now.
Ty Cobb also did a lot of
Well,
other
you know what?
things. He
I use this
stole
as an excuse.
bases. Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
He stole bases. He
yeah,
beat up a guy in a
Maybe
wheelchair.
Tony Gwynn's a little bit better, but Tony
Yeah.
Gwynn had more power. You know what I'm saying?
Not a
though.
whole lot of power, but
No, but you
and
know
he
what I'm saying.
He also provided better value as a base runner and defender.
Yeah. I think if you consider it for the Hall of Fame 30 years ago, no matter how the games change, you have to consider it now. It's a Hall of Fame. You got to be consistent.
Luis Arraez is one of those players that does make any team better, but like
He doesn't really do a whole.
Slightly.
Yeah.
like
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer to revisit that. I just think you have to consider it
like,
eventually.
whatever team he's on, he has to be your leadoff hitter because of how much he hits. But
But he's kind of a shitty leadoff hitter because he doesn't walk and he's not fast. He just hits
yeah,
singles,
Yeah, which
which is great.
it's crazy that he doesn't strike out though. At least
If he could walk, If he could walk, you could justify him being a leadoff man. But
Actually, if I was a manager and I had Luis Arraez, I'd bat him 9th.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Set him up for an actual leadoff hitter, and then the big guys who double leadoff hitter.
It's just. I mean, he doesn't strike out. He struck out what 7 times after the
some-
All-Star break
some
or
stupid
something
number,
insane.
yeah.
And it's just I don't know. The whole he doesn't watch film thing is just insane. to
Odd.
me.
Well, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Kind of. So we're talking about batting average, and I saw something this morning. Remember what Chris Davis was known for? The Oakland A's Chris Davis?
247.
Yeah.
We have another one going.
Oh boy.
Jake Berger has hit 250 3 years in a row.
Holy shit.
Well, Jake
It's just
Berger,
impressive. 3 of his 4 years at 250.
We're gonna need a new third baseman, so come on down, St. Louis.
Oh, he's
boy.
too expensive.
Well.
So I think
Oh boy.
Cardinals. Izzy.
Well, a lot's transpired since the last week
Yep.
when we were like, "Hey, let's keep all these people because
So,
fuck that idea."
Let's just keep it going. List of who's going. Nolan. No,
I hate
well,
that.
maybe. Goldie for sure. Kittredge for sure. Lynn for sure. Gibson for sure. Middleton for sure.
Only 3 of those I agree with.
Probably Gray.
I say at this point,
Only
I say
3
Gray
of
for
those I
sure,
agree
yeah.
with.
Lynn, Goldie, and Gibson.
Yep.
Yeah, Kittredge. I would have liked to have actually seen Middleton. I mean, I would have loved to have seen what he can do.
I wouldn't hate if we bring back Kittredge.
No, I mean, I wouldn't either. I can see why they don't. I mean, we have a lot of relievers, but like he's still good to have an established one.
Here's from the press conference last week.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. I don't know why I said last week.
Pretty good.
To preface, for those who are out of the loop, the Cardinals decided that they are going to promote Chaim Bloom to director of player development for 1 year,
And then be the Pobo.
and then be the president of baseball operations, and Mosaic is going to step down after his contract has expired.
Yep.
Here's my problem with that. You just announced that this is Mosaic's last year. Why prolong the inevitable?
I think part of it's the contract, and part of it is Chaim Bloom built a really good farm system in Boston. I think they want to have him in that role to then get him to be where he wants to be for his next role.
I
if
get that.
Makes sense.
I get that.
But I guess you could also make the claim he could have done that this year because he was a part of the front office this year. So you can make, no, it's a fair argument.
They weren't going to fire Mosaic.
I knew they weren't.
I wish he would have stepped down and taken a lesser role for his last year.
Yeah, Mike
Exactly.
Gersh got fucking
Mike
moved
Gersh
to
got promoted or whatever you call
vice
it.
president of promotions or some shit. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna make the
Mike
fucking
Gersh doesn't do
bobbleheads
a
now.
fucking thing.
No, he's
No, he got
never
promoted though, which makes no sense.
quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but
They can say he got
He probably
promoted.
picks out Mosaic's bow ties.
That's a special project.
But it's like Mosaic yesterday, like during the press conference, like he was just smiling the whole time. Like it was just this sarcastic. He was laughing with Chaim Bloom the whole time, and it's like this is a press conference that they had to announce something that's unprecedented as in the Cardinals organization. They've never done.
They
this
said
before.
they said the quiet part out loud with what they were saying about all these players under 25 will still be here. We're cutting. They're going to suck next year.
Yeah,
They're going
I
to
said I
tear
would
down.
be
But here's
surprised to
the
lose 100 games.
and we've discussed this though. They don't have to suck because the pieces are there. You just have to trim the fat.
We still won 83 games this year.
with
like
a team
won,
the team that on paper should have won.
You would think
20.
a team.
That's a
well, no, I know what you're saying though.
Yeah. On paper, we should have won 75 games.
A competent ownership sees that and is like, well, we just need to go one step further,
We
add
need
a couple
to-
pieces, and we're a
We need
playoff
to
team.
subtract Lance Lynn. We need to subtract Kyle Gibson. We need to subtract Miles Michaelis. We need to
Actually, I think we need consistent offense. We need a consistent offensive second baseman.
we still need a reliable number 2.
We
pitcher,
need
I
a
mean.
two-starter and a whole lot of consistent
Well,
offense.
we're going to need 5 starters next
You're going to
year.
hate what I have to say. Burleson fucking sucked since August.
Yeah.
He's
He
not
was
wrong,
awful.
yeah.
So did Mason Wynn.
Yeah.
He wasn't that great. I think he ended up with an OPS plus below league average. I think. It was right around. Not great.
Which one, Wynn or Burleson?
Win. Burleson might have as well.
Let me look them up both. You look up Burleson since he's your king, and I'll look up Wynn.
I'll give Walker credit. He had a hell of a September.
Yeah.
Siani's not
impressive
going to hit
field
because
ball
that's not his job. He plays defense. But when you have an offense that doesn't hit, you need a center fielder that can hit.
Yeah.
Siani's a great fourth outfielder. Donovan's
Burleson
fine.
was OPS plus of 104.
So he was right at league average. And I think Wynn dipped below, right?
My laptop is being slow. You've seen
Yeah.
firsthand how slow it is, so I don't. Apologies.
Goldie sucked.
Here we go. Mason Wynn.
Wilson
Well,
was injured.
I'm glad they moved on from Goldie.
I think-
my biggest fear was that, and I feel so bad for
Mason
saying
Wynn
this.
was 102.
So the right at league average.
yeah.
But these are your best hitters all year. You can't have your best hitters be league average. You need You need a guy.
Exactly.
And granted, that is Wilson. I think he was like 132, but he was injured all year, not to his doing. But
Well,
like you can't.
his injuries
You
are
have a
freak
1-2.
accidents,
Yes,
too.
So
you have to have a
Kate-
1-2.
Katie Wu had a new like podcast or whatever that she was on, and she did basically say they will be shopping literally every single big name that we have on our team.
And I hate that.
I'm
Sonny
okay
Gray,
with some
Nolan
of it.
Arenado, Wilson Contreras will all be getting shopped.
I don't
Ryan
think
Helsley as well.
I think after what the Padres had to give up for Tanner Scott, you have to shop Ryan Helsley. You have to because that trade alone could change your trajectory. I'm okay with Fetty.
I think he.
I'm
might
okay
get
with Fetty,
traded,
too.
I like trading him. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying,
love
too.
trading Nolan
Me either.
because I
Well,
think
here's the
he's still
thing.
got some good years left
They
in him.
lied
So
to him.
does Wilson Contreras.
And so does Wilson.
So-
Okay, if I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I think literally the end of this year when they called Nolan into their office and they talked about their future plans and they were like, we're going to build for the future, blah, blah. And then they asked Nolan, like, well, that's why I opted in here because of the future. Literally now a week later, they've shifted their entire thought
Yeah.
process. I think Nolan's going to leave. I think he's going to know see what they want to do, and he's going to want to get the fuck out of here.
I think
The sad thing is what's happening to Nolan here happened to him in Colorado.
Yep.
Which
He
we
su-
the
because-
fact that we're on the same par as the Rockies is
Yeah.
embarrassing.
And I remember my boss and I have had this conversation before. My boss doesn't like Nolan Arenado because he doesn't like superstars who force their way out. But I don't think Arenado forced his way out.
He
of
was
Colorado.
forced out here.
To my understanding, with him in Colorado, he signed the extension on the. He signed with his extension with them on the basis like, hey, like we're gonna compete, we're gonna be in the playoffs, and
That's
I
why
don't
he
blame
opted
him.
in here.
I don't. If I'm a superstar player, I wouldn't want to spend the last 10 years of my prime sucking. He's like, I want to compete for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't competing for the playoffs, so
So
that's,
came here
he's
where
like,
we
you know
were.
what, you guys didn't honor your end. Like, I want out, or else I'm going to opt out.
Yeah.
That's how I understood it.
And people are going to make the claim, well, Nolan didn't have that good of. I disagree. Like, he still hit what, like 16, 17 homers. He batted 270, which in today's day and age is not bad. He had an okay year. His defense got better. It's not Nolan's fault that we sucked.
No.
I mean, people are going to make that claim, but I don't know. I'm also open to. I don't hate the idea of trading Sonny Gray. He's not getting any younger.
Yeah,
That's the
fair.
only thing. But I think the big thing is there has been plenty of teams that have traded away people and retooled instead of rebuilt. It depends what you get back in these trades. If you're getting guys that are an A-ball and double-A that have high promise, you're rebuilding. But if you
Exactly.
get major league pieces, we don't have to be bad next year. It depends what they target in these trades, and that's what I'm curious about. What is your target going to be?
It's not going to be MLB ready players.
Then that's embarrassing.
They clearly made it very, very clear that they do not care what our major league team looks like next year. They don't care.
There have been two. I talked about this with you earlier today. There were two things too, looking back in hindsight, that just should have especially one of them in the moment I hated. Actually, both of them in the moment I hated. But like looking back on it in hindsight now, I should have just known that we were just going to be destined for mediocrity the next 4 years. Signing Brandon Crawford, and when we lost 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. We wasted a roster spot on a guy who, let's be honest,
He only played like
should have
60
been retired.
games. Yeah.
There's a
Or 60
reason
at-bats.
that a franchise his
They
franchise
didn't even bring
team
him back
didn't
after he
even,
got released. Yeah, which has a lot.
because he's not what he used to be. There's a reason why he was a free agent. But what pissed me off so much about that White Sox series, everyone, Ollie included, didn't seem to care.
No, I mean, Ollie didn't care about anything all year.
We lost
Until he
2
got
out of
ejected
3.
in Mother's Day. Then it kind
We
of.
lost 2 out of 3 to the worst team in baseball, and nobody cared.
We don't even talk about it really.
That told me that this team wasn't going to be good this year.
Yeah.
I think
And if
I don't know. There's a lot to break down. If these trades that we make turn into what like the Marlins did, and you have like major league, up and coming major league pieces, high level minor pieces that are going to be here soon, great.
Well,
But if you target guys that are 17, 18, like low level, then like what the fuck? Like this is the Cardinals. This is not the Rockies. This is not the Pirates where that you're constantly rebuilding. Like this is supposed to be one of the greatest teams in baseball.
I mean,
We don't rebuild.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. With the fan base that we have and the history that we have, there's no excuse
No.
for why we can't win trades. There's no excuse for why we can't sign big league players, like top tier free agents. It's because our front office just no longer cares about winning, and DeWitt just needs to sell the team to someone who does. And we talk about how Mozeliak just wants to live out. They want to like see Mozeliak out of his contract. As much as I hate the Cubs, I respected when blanking on his name.
We talked
Theo
about
Epstein.
Yeah.
When Theo Epstein decided to step down because he said it's not fair for me to make big moves with 1 year left of my deal. Why not do that with Mozeliak?
I think we're going
Didn't
to
have
be
enough
really
pride.
bad next year, and he'll step down in the middle of the year. But
And you're just basically giving all your problems to Chaim Bloom. You're going to give him a team that he doesn't want because
He is super
he's not
talented at
making
what he
his-
does.
I think
I'm not denying that, but like
I know what you're
in
saying.
terms of the major league player. I know he's great with the development side, and I'm excited to see what he can do there. But when you're talking about the big time changes that are going to be made to the major league team, you're going to give him a team that he isn't prepared for, and it's guys that he necessarily didn't get to make a decision on.
Well, and I don't like how they like their logic behind doing this, because like if you think the team's just not good enough and you want to tear down, fine. But they said is because they need more money for player development. I have never heard of a team that can't have a major league team that's decent because they're spending money on player development.
it's because they're
They're the fourth richest owners in baseball.
Yeah, they're building a whole new facility down in Florida.
They don't need that.
No.
Which is weird.
That shouldn't come out of the payroll or the player payroll.
And yeah, all of this is. They're literally like.
That should be fucking taxpayer money in Jupiter.
They're basically giving Chaim Bloom the okay to spend whatever money he wants. And basically, based off however much money he wants to spend is how much money they're going to shed off for Major League payroll. Which,
I mean, the first part of that's fine, right? Like, give him the reins. But, like, let's not be unrealistic here. I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea.
Chaim Bloom, out of everybody in the press conference yesterday, it seems like Chaim Bloom is definitely the most professional one and knows what...
Well, that's what we need is some professionalism.
He wants, and he's young, so like
he could be around for a while.
Yes, I think it's okay. I don't really know like what is to come, but
did you listen to the whole press conference? They also said something else that was interesting.
I was meeting with my boss, so I didn't really get to watch much of it. I wanted to watch. I didn't get the chance to like sit down and like watch people break it down.
Get ready to find a new streaming service to watch games on next year because they're not going to be on Valley.
They're not signing a TV deal apparently. That's another way they're going to save money.
Nice.
Also, they were like, I think it was Derek Gould who asked the question of how are you going to get fans back to the ballpark? Like,
where's Colton Wong?
What's your 2025 plan? Because the attendance was bad in 2024,
and as it should have been.
And now we're going into a rebuilding team. How are you going to get fans there for 2025? Their literal response was, "Well, we have new things coming to the ballpark."
Which they refused to elaborate on either.
And then
so what you're saying is they
we're gonna sign Colt Wong to sit on the bench or like fucking Carson Kelly.
So what you're saying is that they dodged questions like they're politicians.
Yes. And then they were like, we have really good season ticket packages coming. They literally didn't talk about the on the field product at all. That's how I know they do not care.
Oh, I could have told you that. I could have told you that in March whenever they signed Brandon Crawford that they're just not going to care about winning for the foreseeable future.
They literally will not care if we win 60 games next year. They don't care at all. They care about us winning the World Series in 2030. That's what they care about. And I just don't get it.
I don't either.
It seems like, I mean, we're never going to be like White Sox or Athletic bad, but like.
I'm open to having a team that isn't great either to make it, but like they just have to do this the right way. Like,
but our definition of not great should be what we did this year.
Yes.
See, yeah, but like you talked about how everything's there. Like we don't need to rebuild, just retool.
Like
trim the fat.
I'm not opposed to them making trades, but it has to be seen as a retool. Yes. Like getting guys back that are going to produce either very shortly or now. Mm-hmm. Because the pieces that we're trading are not bad players. Helsley, Gray, Fetty. I know you don't like Fetty, but you have to admit he's not that bad. He's a major league pitcher. What they're going for right now, he's going to be fine to get something back.
He's a game manager pitcher.
He'll get something good back.
I mean,
good enough.
He won't be the reason we win, but he won't be the reason you lose it. He'll keep you in a game.
Good enough to get a return.
Yeah.
Nolan. I mean, you go down the list. Like these are guys that are you should be getting something decent back. And if they don't, then it's a failure on them.
Mm-hmm. Literally next year we're gonna watch Jose Fermin at third base, and like that's just
he fucking stupid. Sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jose.
I mean, Helsley, you should be able to get.
Helsley if we trade him, that should be the trade that is the big like. These are the guys that we're getting back
Jackson
that we
Holiday,
need now.
Like
no,
literally.
I don't think so.
Like why not?
It depends if they go quantity over quality. I'd say the Padres did well, or the Marlins did well for Scott because they got quality and quantity. If we could do both, just fucking send him to wherever.
I don't know. I think we had a record-setting bullpen this year, and we're just going to destroy it. We had a fine offense, and we're going to destroy it. We had our fine pitching staff, and we're going to destroy it.
It was a team that was close to being a playoff team, and it really just needed a couple more pieces.
The reason our team wasn't a playoff team was the owners.
Yes.
Like at this point, the only player
the owners just didn't care about winning
that you can say is the only pitcher that's in our rotation for sure next year now is Michael McGreevy.
Yep. Palante.
And Palante. He's not going to go anywhere either. It's those two.
Somebody calls about him.
They're not going to do. Is he under 26? They're not going to trade him. Anybody under
I think he's right at 26.
Then they're not going to trade him. Anybody 27
I don't like that either. I think if you rebuild, you have to set aside your win walkers and the shit, and then if somebody calls and wants to offer you something big, you have to listen. Like, you can't go half-ass either. Like if you're going to do it, do it. I don't know. This seems like something they're going to be
he's 26.
in between on, and they can't do that.
Just turned 26. I think they pretty much said yesterday they're young players, and they named everybody under 26. So I think they're going to keep everybody under 26 and try to trade everybody that's over 26.
Well, and
which means we'll just put the youngest team ever out on the field next year, which whatever.
Shoot me if you heard this before. I'm excited for Jordan Walker next year.
Yeah,
he had a really good September.
Nolan Gorman will get a really big opportunity next year again.
I'm not excited for that because I don't know. He's gotten a lot of big opportunities and he doesn't. He's too inconsistent.
I think they need to stop worrying about trading Nolan Arenado, and if they want to do this, trade Nolan Gorman.
I was going to say you're trading.
Well, he still has an ounce of value.
Because you know who's one of the ones they're not trading? Lars Nootbaar. So
good.
I'm okay with that.
I like Lars.
I'm fine with that.
I like Lars.
Still well. Okay, so Burleson becomes your first baseman, right? Logically, if Goldie's gone.
I still think they're going to try out Contreras there, but yeah,
I'm okay. Well, who knows if he's on the team?
True. Or Herrera.
I mean, you have to operate under the assumption that anybody with a big contract or a big name's gone.
If they're going to do that, then Herrera is going to be your starter. Pages is going to be your backup.
Okay.
Next year.
I hate to see Wilson go, but
Me too.
Okay, or if he plays first base and you start Herrera and Pages, okay.
I think one of the big contracts will stay.
I hope it's Wilson.
I don't know.
If anybody, hope it's Wilson or Nolan or both. It would be great if it's both.
I don't see why we can't keep both.
Yeah, I think if you keep two, it's those two. Everybody else,
keep
fine.
Two, and then you get rid of Michaelis and you get rid of
Mats. Somebody's gonna take Mats. Mats is good when he's healthy, and he doesn't have that bad. It's $10 million a year. Somebody's gonna take that. Michaelis, if they can find a way to get rid of Michaelis, if they eat some of the contract,
I don't know if he waives his no trade clause though.
Fucking release him then.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a weird off season, that's for sure.
Interesting. It's going to be an interesting one.
I'm not really ready for it. I don't think of us to be like really bad because the 71 and 91 season we had was just awful, and now we might be worse than that.
Which is weird because like I really did think we improved. Like everything looked like it improved. And you'd think they'd be like, okay, one more year, we should be right back to where we belong. In the playoffs, we just got to have the right offseason for it. And instead, they're like, well, give it up. They should have given up. If anything, this should have been done last year.
Yes.
Yep.
And it wasn't. We went for it by signing Sonny Gray.
I mean, like,
Sonny Gray was the best signing that we did in the offseason.
And it was the right move.
But we screwed it up by signing Lyndon Gibson.
I don't know about that. I mean,
one of them would have been fine, but you signed both of them. That's where I had a problem with it.
I mean, that worked out. They both did their jobs this year.
I think,
but they didn't give you quality innings. Is what I'm getting at. I wanted quality.
Define quality.
Someone who's not gonna, go. I don't know. I mean,
Lynn didn't give you. He didn't innings keep, but he was good when he did. Besides that one game against the Nationals.
Yeah, but I mean, we still didn't have a number 2 though.
No.
I mean, that's where they fucked up, was they didn't get a number 2.
You can sign Gibson and Lynn at the same time, but you still have to get somebody behind Gray. I think they should have gotten another starter.
That's what they didn't
do. I'll agree with that.
I think that opening day next year, when Eric Fetty's our opening day starter, that's when you'll realize how bad can actually be.
Because you know who else had Eric Fetty as the opening day starter?
Michael McGreevy will be our number 2.
He might be good. And at the same time, all these young pitchers, I'm excited to see some of them. Graceffo, Robersa, McGreevy, we've already seen a lot of. Like, okay,
yeah,
turn it that way. I'm excited to see what they can do.
I mean, okay, if you look at who our starting team is next year, minus everybody like that we might trade, your outfield is probably Nootbaar, Ciani, and Walker.
Scott.
And Scott's the fourth outfielder.
Yeah, or some.
I think if you're going to do this, you might as well just throw Scott in and see if you can sweeten a deal somewhere.
Couldn't you hypothetically package Scott with Michaelis?
You could. That'll help.
Shit, I hope so.
Enjoy him, Texas.
And then your third baseman is
Tampa.
Your third baseman is, I don't even know. Sajasi, whatever.
Probably Sajasi. Donovan at second, Wynn at short.
Yeah, if they trade Donovan, I'm not going to watch.
Burleson at first. Yeah, we kind of established that earlier. If Donovan goes, that's the one that's really, he's 27. He's not under their 26 club, but he should be the guy that they're building around if this is what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then your DH is Baker.
Maybe it'll be Carpenter.
I would love for them to sign somebody, just like some low-level guy to have at least something.
It'll be Matt
but they
Carpenter.
won't. I'm okay. Okay, so what if you platoon Baker and Carpenter? Okay,
I mean,
I'm okay with that. That's
Carpenter,
not bad.
They probably will sign him back. That'll be.
I'm okay with that.
Signing
that's how you get asses in the seats.
Well, and they won't do it anyway. Nobody cared. This was the end of Matt Carpenter's career, possibly, and nobody went anyway. So
I was sad watching the last time I was there. I was like, damn, it's the last time. It might be the last.
Honestly,
time
he might not even come back if he sees what we're doing. He might not even come back.
I don't blame him either.
No, he deserves. I mean, he deserves.
Even though he
better
said
as
he's
a
open
Cardinal.
to it, but now they've changed their whole direction over the last week.
Whatever it is, if it's here or elsewhere, I hope he keeps playing.
Yeah,
Because Matt Carpenter is. I mean, he's one of the best Cardinals in the last 15 years, if not.
Yes.
I mean, top 3 for sure. Behind Yachty and offensively, behind
Yeah.
Yachty and Albert.
Yeah, it is also sad that the whole Goldschmidt era is over.
Kind of went on. I think it sucks that they didn't do it before his last home game. They should have. This should have been something. Because granted, he sucked this year.
Yeah.
He was still one of the best Cardinals we've ever had in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like he was the Cardinal, on and off the
He
field.
won an MVP in an insane
They knew they weren't
season.
going to bring him back. They should have announced it before the last home game so the home crowd could go and honor him.
Yep. But
I think doing it this way is
they
shitty.
literally announced it while he was in the middle of playing his last game.
Yep, which is shitty.
Yep.
And I'm sure they had a conversation
And then
with
they
him
took him
beforehand.
out
I
in
don't
like
care.
the
It's
third
still
inning
shitty.
after he got a hit or whatever. Also, he didn't have a sack fly until the last week of the season.
It's all that. Yep. Don't love that.
Then he had 3.
Oh.
So yeah, but like still, that's actually bad. But he led our team in homers.
Which
with
is
22.
sad.
Yep.
Find some power.
Yeah.
Yep. Burleson, like you said, was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, good year overall, but that says a lot about how good his like March till
He had 271.
July was. But after, it's just not,
He ended with a 1 WAR.
which says a lot.
His
It-
defense is bad.
Yeah, first base.
He needs to be our first baseman.
Yeah.
Like it has to be because Walker.
I
As much
have
as
hope
it's
for
hard
Walker.
to watch him still, he.
I don't know. It's really not that bad.
It was weird to watch what Katie Wu tweeted like last month or whatever. I don't care who needs to hear this, but Jordan Walker can't be in the outfield next year.
And then Nolan Jones, who's a Gold Glove winner, made 2 errors in the next inning.
He's awful.
Yeah, Nolan Jones is terrible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Walker is still young. The strides defensively have been shown. I don't really know if it's the worst thing.
I think Newt Bar and Siani will be there. I
Yeah.
think. I don't even know what our bench is going to look like next year.
Pages for me.
Pages for me, and then you.
Koperniak maybe if he doesn't walk.
I wish they would do that, but I don't know.
They won't. Well, you like Koperniak.
I just
Sports team.
don't know if they'll do it. I don't know. As a Cardinal fan, I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for next year yet.
Well, I got to see
I'm
what
going
they
to
do.
enjoy hockey.
I got to see
because-
what they do before I
I'm just-
establish that.
I feel bad for saying this too, but like this was a conversation I was having with my boss yesterday. I have a feeling this year's going to be, or next year's going to go the same as this year, because like this year was just the first time in my life that it didn't bother me not watching Cardinals baseball.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It straight up did not bother
After
me.
last year, it was like it kind of sucked the life out of me.
Same.
But I mean,
And
I don't
now
know.
I'm like, I told myself last year, I'm sure he heard it. I'm like, I'm not going, Lucas heard it, but I'm like, I'm not going to anything Cardinal related until DeWitt sells the team or Mosaic is gone. And I have a feeling it's going to be much of the same.
It will be.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny yesterday when they asked Bill DeWitt about the payroll question, and he was like, "Well, I don't know what our payroll is going to look like." Blah blah blah. And then John Mozeliak was like, "Let me step in here. If you're asking if the payroll is going to go down next year, yes."
The old DeWitt talks like Joe Biden.
Yeah, Bill DeWitt could not answer a question yesterday. He literally sounded like Joe Biden talking. So Bill DeWitt III, who literally should already be the one that's in full control of the team, had to answer all the questions about revenue because Bill DeWitt can't talk. He sounds like Joe Biden and has Parkinson's so bad that he can't even hold a piece of paper.
On that note,
It's just stupid. Also, go Mariners for increasing their payroll for next
it's
year.
all that. Go Mariners. We're gonna
Yep.
be Mariners fans.
I'm going to be a Braves fan. Actually, no, an Orioles fan. You know,
I think-
Jackson Holiday.
Matt Bowman. He won't be there. This is the start
is
of
the
the
end of this-
yeah,
the end of
fuck
his
you.
career?
Adley
Shut the
Ruck-
fu-
Adley
I'm
Ruck-
gonna reach across that table and I'm gonna do some.
I'm gonna be an Orioles-
startling things.
Do I need to get in between you two?
No.
Well, I told him this was going to be the end of Matt Bowman's career because he wasn't going to be on the postseason roster. Well, I'm starting to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
are you? Are you?
So maybe the Cardinals will sign him. We got a lot of openings.
That'd be great. I would be on cloud 9. When Matt
good
Bowman
when
comes back.
Matt Bowman
That could be the
starts.
reunion. I wouldn't bitch. I'd send
everyone
Mo
be-
flowers.
Everyone would be like, who the fuck is Matt Bowman? You're just like, yeah!
That's my guy. Play Pinball Wizard.
Oh, Jesus.
We can move off the Cardinals now because we.
Yeah, we're getting
So,
pissed off talking about the Cardinals.
I put together a list.
Oh, boy.
Oh wait, hold on. Before we
Okay.
do that,
I forgot we were doing that, too.
I want to talk about really quick, just give shout out to Xavier Edwards.
Oh, the 3 triple game?
3 triple game.
Yeah, that's kind of fucking insane. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either until yesterday.
It was Thursday or Friday, I think, last week. He had 3 triples in a game. It looked like he was levitating around the bases.
He's really quick.
Like,
good ball
it was
player.
literally just a routine, like, ball to the wall, and he was at third every time.
Remember the most fun thing about Xavier Edwards?
What?
How he got to Tampa before he got to Miami? He was the slap dick prospect.
Oh, yeah.
That Blake. Do you remember that when Blake Snell was live Twitch streaming? He's like, "Wow, fam got traded for a slap dick." That was him.
Yeah, he's really good.
If that's what slap dick prospects are, I'd love one.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want somebody that can hit triples on our team.
No, I think
would
that'd be
love
great.
it.
I think we have the foundation between Wynn and Siani and Scott. I think Scott's the big one,
Yes.
but he's not there yet. He will be.
But I think that's just super cool. I don't even know who the last 3 triple game was. It was in 2014. I don't.
Oh, I wouldn't. I would have guessed like 1900s, like
Oh,
early.
no, it was
1900s.
2014.
I would have guessed like late 90s.
Really? Oh no, that makes sense.
'Cause,
Speed
you know,
game. Yeah.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No,
try to
that's
look
valid.
it up.
Was a guy.
I guess we should talk Oakland. Very sad
Yeah,
what they did
very
to
sad.
Oakland. I don't think it needs to be. It's a beating a dead horse. But did you watch any of those games?
I watched
That's
like,
devastating.
a shit ton of videos on TikTok and it shut it.
Did you see Max Schumann with the flag running around the outfield waving the A's
Oh.
flag?
I did not.
Do you know the
cool.
last
But I
person to
did
hit
see,
3 triples in a game? This is crazy. It's 2014, and it was Yasiel Puig.
I was gonna guess Billy Hamilton.
I would love to see him
And then
back in the league.
you'll probably go crazy over this. It was Denard Span in 2010.
Denard's, I love, yeah.
2010, and then 2002 with Atlanta, it was Rafael Furcal.
Ooh, what's the
Furcal,
names
let's go.
there?
So
For call, that checks out.
that. It's only been 4 since 2000. That's crazy. Yep.
I would love to see Puig back in baseball.
Me too.
I just thought he was exciting. He was ahead of his
He
time.
was exciting. Yes. Really weird. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very sad about the A's. Did you see Max Schumann, the flag? That was very
Yes.
cool.
I
That was
saw-
the coolest thing
I did
ever.
see Mason Miller just.
To do that, yeah.
Yeah,
Because you know the players and the broadcasters, they can't say anything because they're all in ownership. Dallas Braden was doing the game. You guys know Dallas Braden.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the saddest. He was in A his whole career. He had probably the most memorable baseball A's moment in the last with the perfect game on Mother's Day
Yeah.
after his mom died. That has to be tough. Like he sat there. They showed him and what's the woman's name? Like Jenny Kavnar.
Jenny, yeah.
She does
she was.
good.
She doesn't care.
No. I'll give her credit. She did fairly well through the whole process.
Yeah.
But they showed Dallas Braden sitting there after the game, sunglasses on. Obviously, he's crying, right?
Yeah.
It's very sad. Like that's a sad.
It's
It's a sad thing.
It makes you
As
think.
a-
Like, imagine, right? For example,
But
if
you
the
just
Cardinals,
put yourself in. Yeah.
As a Rams fan who had to
Yeah, you
watch,
probably
yeah,
do.
as a Rams
Yeah.
fan who had to watch my team. Granted, I don't live in St. Louis,
But still.
I live an hour. I live an hour away. I'm like, wow, like I went from my favorite team being
To
a
local.
road trip away
To
now, like, damn, like I
2 time zones.
quite
and- yeah.
possibly never get to see my favorite team play in
Yeah.
person ever
Yeah.
again.
You know,
and if
I-
I do, I'm going to have to fork over an arm and a leg
to go to LA.
No. They played in Chicago this past Sunday.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They play in Indianapolis, but like those are the closest. Kansas City. But
It's
like,
still more expensive than it should be.
yeah,
just
it's like
go to a
it's
game.
gonna. I went from it being like spending, $100, $150
on
now.
tickets and gas, but
Yeah,
now you have
now
to
it's
stay
gonna be
overnight.
like,
yeah.
damn, like I'm gonna have to fork over an arm and a leg just to see my favorite team play in person.
No.
Although I
can't-
will argue that football is like the hardest sport to watch in person.
I've never. Well, Linda would, but I've never been doing an NFL game. I'd
I
like to.
can't
They're fun as fuck,
imagine
I'd like to.
losing your team like that.
Yeah, you put yourself in that situation, and it's like I couldn't even fathom.
Because
Yeah.
like,
Like I saw a video on TikTok of like a girl and her boyfriend went. Like I was out of curiosity, I started reading the comments and like every male in that comment video was like support is like be nice to that man. It's like you don't know what he's losing.
Oh, I saw that TikTok. Yeah, like it's
that's
tough.
another thing too.
Especially when they grow up a fan and go to those ballparks.
Turn
Yeah.
the A's turn their comments off. Like they didn't even let the fans comment on
Yeah.
their last post. That's it. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
That just goes to show you that nobody can speak out.
And it's like, yeah, you saw the guy, the one sign that he was there for the first game in 1968 and he was
Yeah.
there for the last game in 2024. It's like they were there for so long, and for them to just leave is kind of like, okay.
I
and now
saw-
they're going to be in a minor league ballpark.
as much as I hate the song "Time of Your Life" by Green Day, I did tear up because like someone made like a compilation of like some of Oakland's best moments to that song, and I go, okay, like this. As I hate this song, but like this is too cool to like not enjoy.
And I'm gonna be the only one that thinks. I thought the Coliseum was it's not as a shithole,
The
but it was cool in
Coliseum-
its own way.
I thought it was.
It's cool.
I didn't hate it.
It's got its own charm, right? Like
I
it's
especially
not,
liked it during football season because I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like
yeah, it was unique.
I
Like,
wish I was able to go.
yeah, I would have liked. Like, I don't think it was a good
I
ballpark.
don't think it was as
but it was
bad as
fine.
people wanted
Yeah,
to say
no.
it is.
I
I
mean-
think it looks super cool.
It was unique. But I also watched a post game show. They had a guy, an A. His name was like, I don't remember his name. The first name was Rip, which is crazy.
Rip.
Literally just sat there and cried on the set and the post game. Didn't even break it down. I'm like, that is just devastating.
Well, did you see the clips of the groundskeepers too?
Yeah, same thing. They
Yeah.
worked
Yeah,
their whole.
like they-
Yeah,
they
now
just-
they're out of a job. Like,
Yeah, they're out of a job.
Well, that
Vendors are out of a
groundskeeper that was
job.
crying, he was the head
for the whole time.
groundskeeper
Yeah,
for the whole time.
Yeah, it's insane.
And now you don't even think about those type of people.
No,
Like, when
there's a whole lot of people that are
when
affected.
the
by
team
this.
leaves, it's normally the players, but it's like my god,
All these
the,
other people.
the announcers, the groundskeepers, like all
Something
those.
tells me that the ownership didn't think of that either. But that's just
Well, the ownership's terrible, and they should be shot to death.
Yes.
Like literally.
Yeah. I think Jeff Passan tweeted like this didn't have to happen.
Yep.
And he's right.
It didn't,
Also,
yeah.
hope he doesn't leave for basketball.
That
He's
is the
great
thing that might be
baseball.
happening. Jeff
You see
Passan
that?
might go replace Woj for basketball.
I did see that. Yeah.
Jeff
Which-
Passan's great.
Oh, he is.
That would be
I
awful.
Out of
think-
all the insight between him, Woj, and Adam Schefter, it's 1A and 1B between Woj and Passan, and then like way down the bottom is Adam Schefter. I have no.
I think
respect.
I don't think
great.
he's going to leave because he
I have no
tweeted the other
respect
day.
for
He was like,
Adam
"All
Schefter.
right, let's cut the BS. Let's talk some baseball." So I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to leave.
Good. I hope it doesn't.
But sad that Woj just kind of left out of nowhere. I know that like it's kind of weird to like marvel at like, big journalists like that, but I know you wouldn't be a journalist. And
I
stuff.
think it's kind of interesting.
I mean, it's super cool. Now he's he's a GM. What did he do? He's a
What is
G-
it, GM now?
He's
some
a
kind of
GM
hockey or like not hockey, basketball, like
yeah, he's some like
independent
school.
basketball.
He's like a GM now.
That's
or
weird.
for like some weird
I don't follow
basketball
the-
thing.
I don't follow the
But
NBA,
now
so
Shams
yeah.
is going to be the main guy
Who?
for Shams. I don't know his last.
I don't know
name.
anything about him.
He's
I don't
some
know who you're talking
Indian dude. He's really good at what he does too. Sometimes he gets information before Woj did. But
I think I know this guy now.
his
The
last name
name's-
starts with a C. I
The
don't.
name is starting to sound familiar because I would remember seeing it on Twitter before Woj.
let
And
me,
I'm like,
let
whoa,
me see
shit.
if I can.
While you guys look that up, I want to do one more shout out. Go Buster Posey too.
Fuck him.
Well, yes, but did you see he's now the GM
Yeah, he's
or whatever?
president of baseball
yeah,
operations.
Good for him.
I was hoping that
that's
the
cool.
Cardinals
Sham?
would make Yachty their president. Of
He wouldn't
baseball
be around.
operations To
That's the big thing with Yachty. He's not going to come around.
Shams Sharani.
Can you blame
I
him?
think.
No, I don't really blame him.
Oh, Yachty's not coming around. And
Yeah.
yeah, Buster Posey being
Good for him.
that,
Cool.
they're never going to be good again. But
That's
go
okay.
Buster
Yeah,
Posey.
it's nice and nostalgic.
Yeah, Shams Sharani is who is going to be the new guy that takes over.
that job would have to suck though. Can you imagine that? Like you would have to be glued to your phone 24/7. You couldn't go on vacations because
Can't
you would
wait
have
for
to
it.
be the first person to break news. It's like
Also, when you look up
I'm
NBA,
excited for it. It's what I want to do.
when you look up Shams for the NBA, guess who's number 2? Jeff Passan, and they under it in Google it says NBA whatever.
No, well, anybody. That's like the Wikipedia.
Maybe
thing.
he's doing both.
I mean, you could do both. The seasons don't really overlap much.
no.
NBA no, because NBA hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
So,
But their off season starts in the middle.
Yeah,
of
which would
prime
be
baseball
unfortunate.
Season, so.
Deadline.
but
off,
the thing and the thing too about the first day of free agency in the NBA, everybody and their fucking mother signs on the first day. Like it's
the
really
NBA?
weird. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like the NFL, I think, right?
NFL,
It's quick. It's
like,
quick.
It's a mix.
Unless you're like the super big names in the NBA, everybody else signs.
I was
the
gonna say,
first
like, yeah,
day.
the big names don't sign
Yeah.
early.
Hockey's really bad with that. Hockey free agency's over in one day. Like
That's boring. I like MLB because like you have days that nothing happens, but at least it's kind of spread out.
it's stupid because like in hockey, like when 10 a.m. hits, when free agency opens, everybody's gone by noon. It's so dumb.
maybe
And it
fun
happens
for
so
one day,
quick.
but what do you do from day 2 till opening day?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you don't.
Exactly. That's boring.
And also, before we get into your list, shout out Charlie Blackmon too.
Yep. We talked about him, but good career.
Great,
Very good.
Last week.
Great guy.
Glad he got a hit in his last at bat. Charlie Blackmon was my favorite player on the Rockies when Trevor Story and Nolan Arenado were there.
I always liked Trevor Story.
Charlie Blackmon was my favorite. And now to see Trevor
all
Story
gone.
on the Red Sox, Charlie Blackmon out of the league, and Nolan Arenado, who knows where he's going to end up.
Yep.
I think Nolan Arenado would really fit on the Diamondbacks, but
Yes. The Dodgers.
if he goes to the Dodgers, I'm not watching baseball anymore.
Yeah, no, I'd be fine.
Genuinely. He's from LA, right?
Yeah.
That's
LA
why I
area.
think it makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know he would okay it too.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't even think about
Go
it.
play with Ohtani. Yeah.
Can we get Ohtani back from that deal?
So I have my list. I've put this list together a month ago.
Yes.
of people that, and Izzy, you're probably we're turning into a game, but you're gonna struggle with this because you're probably not gonna know who these people are. But these are good players, like players that had good seasons that nobody's talking about. I did team by team. Most of them I know have more than 2. A couple of them have 3 because there's a couple of teams that really.
Are these all teams that are in the playoffs?
No, this is just all teams.
Oh, okay.
Granted, I'm fair warning. This is a lot of relievers
Shocker.
that nobody talks about.
Yeah. Well,
but they're not on the playoff roster either.
I skipped the Orioles because there was
Bowman.
nobody on the Orioles that really had that good of a season. Nobody's talking about.
Yeah.
But I
Thanks,
have
Aaron Judge.
surprised you didn't have Matt Bowman on there.
he was never on the list. He didn't pitch long enough. But so first off with the Rays, I have 2 relievers. I'll read off their stats and see if you guys can guess who they are. And that's how we'll do it because I think it's easier than just talking about it. So the first one is 26. He had a 1.51 ERA in 40 innings. Struck out K per 9 of 12.3, hit per 9 of 0.4, and a FIP of 170. Lucas, you'll probably be better at this than Izzy, but
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you any of the Rays relievers.
I don't even know if I know. Is what?
so we're talking sub 150 ERA basically. Strikes out the world, doesn't give up hits, like elite level reliever.
How many innings did he go?
They're 41.2.
Jesus.
So good numbers. Any guesses?
I don't know any Rays relievers, so I can't really.
I can't only.
This is the guy that influenced me to start this list, actually.
I'm gonna have to look up their roster. It doesn't show stats on here, so I won't.
You could do that. You can pull up the roster. Just not on Baseball Reference. Go to MLB.com.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
oh,
thought.
shoot.
My guess was going to be Kevin Kelly.
He had a good year, but he was good last year, so I didn't put him on the list because I feel like people know him.
Is it Hunter Biggie?
It's not Hunter Biggie.
Because he was good with the Cubs for like the one game he pitched with.
And since you guys have the rosters up, I'll list the other one I have. The other one had 2.15 ERA in 40 games,
Wait,
37 innings.
Was one of them Tyler Alexander?
It was not.
Okay.
FIP of a little high. 2.15 ERA in 40 innings, basically.
There are relievers?
Yeah, there's 2 relievers.
Both of
Nathan
them are?
Montgomery.
Nope.
Okay, so literally I've named almost everybody I think it would be. It's not Colin Poche.
No.
He fucking sucked. Garrett Clevenger is like not it.
Good, but not him.
It can't be Dick Lovelady.
It is
just
not
can't
Dick
be.
Lovelady, but he was.
Which
Was
I'm
it Taj Bradley?
Taj Bradley is not it. He was a starter, but he wasn't bad either.
Is it
Zach
Uceta?
Littell?
Edwin Uceta
Okay.
was the one that I think is borderline elite. With the 12 K per 9.
Jesus.
I mean, that's good numbers.
I guess I need to remember that these people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, they're not relevant. That's why I picked them. And the other reliever,
Manuel Rodriguez,
Yeah.
because that's the only other one I didn't say.
Manuel Rodriguez. You heard either of them?
No.
Those are
So
top of
Uceta-
line
They're on the
relievers.
Rays, so it's
But,
like,
I mean, that's not the best team to start with because it's the Rays, but
Yeah.
like,
I think the
Front end
Cardinals
relievers
should
there.
sign Dick Lovelady. I would just love
he'd
that.
be great. Dick fits on the Red Sox.
Yep.
We'll
Dick
move on
Lovelady.
to the Yankees. They have a trio of relievers I want to talk about. A lot of relievers because that's the thing, right? First one was at a 2.89 ERA in 84 innings with a K per 9 of 11. Second one had a 2.05 ERA in 44 innings. Not a K per 9 because he's a ground ball pitcher, but that's still really good for this guy. And the other one had a 2.37 ERA in 38 innings and struck out 12.6 batters per 9 innings. So 3 very good relievers. One doesn't strike him out, but I think he had use elsewhere being a ground ball guy. You have heard of 2 of them. I know both of you have heard of 2 of these guys.
let me pull up the roster real quick.
Clayton Beater.
Not Clayton Beater.
Well,
He's going to go down alphabetically.
No. Well, a bunch of their relievers are hurt, so it's not them. It's not Lou Trevino because he's hurt. It's not Jonathan Loaiza because he's hurt.
Correct.
Jake Cousins, I don't even know who
Yep,
the fuck that
he was one of them.
is. I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
Tommy Kaline?
Not Canley, no.
Kaline.
Cousins was the one that struck out 12.6 batters per inning and a 2.30 ERA. Really good.
Luke Weaver.
Luke Weaver
Oh,
was the big
shit.
one. He had 2.89 ERA. He was a closer at the end of the year,
I
but
was going
still
to say, I keep
is.
forgetting that Luke Weaver's on that team.
And 11 K per inning. He had a really good year. Nobody talks about that.
Good for him.
And then the other one had an MLB The Show card.
I haven't played the show in
Might
a
help
while.
you more.
I mean, everybody gets one of those.
It's true.
I've named everybody.
Tim Hill.
So I didn't think it was going to be him. I didn't name him because Tim Hill is kind of like, I would love him on the Cardinals because he pitches so weird.
He got released by the White Sox.
Yeah.
And he got picked up by the Yankees and was really good.
He pitches so weird.
He does.
Reminds me of like Darren O'Day.
Here's an exciting one. We have a position player.
Yeah.
Blue Jays position player. Played 97 games, 12 homers, batted .265, OPS plus of 125. Good for his 790 OPS.
Is this a relevant name?
No, the whole list is irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think any of them are really. Nope, not. Why did I pull up the schedule?
Nathan Lucas is good too. He might be relevant. You might have heard of him.
If I can find the damn roster.
I know it took me forever to find it. Is it good old Ernie?
No, but Ernie had a good year.
Who's Ernie?
Ernie Clement.
I
No.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
Someone struggling to get into that door, huh?
Yeah, who cares? It's probably beanbag.
Addison Barger.
No, he sucked. He batted 190.
See, I don't follow like this.
You're in the right position group, I think.
I can't be. It's Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, Will Wagner, and Luis De Los Santos is their third base.
Where's Spencer Horwitz listed?
First.
Oh, he was really good.
I was going to guess him. It wasn't him?
Yeah, he was really good this year. Like, second best hitter on the Blue Jays this year.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
Man, that Blue Jays team is like kind of fun, but like weird at the same time.
He had a weird year because he wasn't a starter all year, so I'll just shout him out. Bowden Francis, he's pretty good.
Well, yeah, he almost threw a no-hitter twice.
Yep, and his second half was like generational.
Yes.
Let's move on to the Red Sox.
Red Sox. Tyler O'Neill.
No,
Jaron Duran.
Shout out Tyler O'Neill.
yeah, shout out Darren Duran for a good year, but that's not unprecedented.
That's
Y'all-
not fun.
Yeah, y'all know who that is. I have an outfielder. I have I have two position players, and I have no, I'm wrong. I have three position
Okay, well,
players.
I know one.
Yeah.
Brayu.
Yep, Willier Abreu,
Yeah.
253 OPS. Well, he kind of fell off. So he would have fallen off the list if I looked more. But another position player and two more position players.
Connor Wong.
Yep, 280 as a catcher. Who's talking about that?
He was hitting like 315 for a long time.
Still hit at 280. Really good, especially now today's day and age. Good for Connor Wong.
You have to put Mickey Jasper on the list.
No,
Whatever his name is.
He didn't have a hit, man.
Well, I mean,
He didn't hit the fucking
I'm
ball.
just assuming, it's you.
Yeah,
So I
we have
thought-
to think. We have to put ourselves in your brain.
Well, that's why I picked Mickey Jasper.
The last guy batted 283.
That's why I picked Connor Wong because he has a hard on for catchers.
Yeah, you're right. The last guy batted 283 with an OPS plus of 129. Good for an OPS of 830. 11 homers. He was injured, though, so he might not be active on the roster. Might have to look at the 40-man.
Okay. 40-man.
The guy's been around for a long time.
Nick Sogard was on the 40-man still?
You're thinking of Eric Sogard. This is Nick.
He's been around for a long
Yeah.
time.
Really long time.
Position.
Outfield.
Outfield. Okay. Oh boy.
Is it Refsnyder?
It is. Rob Refsnyder.
Never heard of him.
Really? You never heard of him?
He
had a
has
really
been
good year.
around for a
He had a really
while.
good year. His platoon, but like good for him.
Wow, that is good.
Shocker.
I'm serving my jail time, says Brian.
I don't know
What
what
is
I was
wrong
talking
with him?
Shocker. The White Sox did not have anybody on the
I'm
list.
surprised you didn't put Chucky Robinson, even though he hit
he
like a 150.
sucked.
I mean, you gotta.
To the Twins. I have two Twins. I'm very excited to talk about both of these. One
Griffin
reliever.
Jacks. Is that
Aren't
one
you
of them?
just fruity?
Is it?
Yeah. He kind of struggled towards the end of the year.
That's a name I knew too. God damn it.
203 ERA with a K per nine over 12. Really good
Jesus.
reliever.
He was great when we saw him.
Yep.
Like,
And he had the coolest intro I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
What was it?
X gonna give it to you.
Oh, I fucking
And
love that song.
and the lights flashed
Yeah,
great,
it
and then
was-
after every
Dude.
strikeout they played it again. It was sick.
Dude, that song is such a fucking hype up song.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I was
That is like
this
one of my
better than
go-to
what
gym
we've ever
songs.
done. Okay, so the next guy played 75 games. He had an OPS plus of 149. Batted 259, OPS of 849, hit 13 homers. Outfielder. I'm assuming you guys have heard of him, but I didn't realize he was as good as he
So
was.
outfield.
Yeah.
What position or what team?
The Twins.
Can I
Okay.
shout out somebody that was awful?
Yeah.
Manuel Margot, shout out for breaking the
no pinch hits this year,
the
right?
no pinch hit. He was
He
like,
had like
0
40
for,
different pinch hit appearances,
he was
didn't get a hit.
0 for 43
crazy.
as a pinch hit. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Can I do a little background of one
I'm
of our most
assuming
recent
it was-
episodes and say guess Max Kepler?
It is not Max Kepler.
I'm assuming it's Matt Wallner.
It is Matt
because
Wallner.
you wanted the shirt really bad, and they didn't.
Really good. He's too good for a shirt now.
Well, their team store sucked.
Kind of.
They had nobody in it.
They had fucking Brooks Lee, which was what I should have bought. The Guardians is a trio of relievers. Y'all might have
Well, they
heard
have a
of them
million.
by now. Yeah, they have 5 relievers.
Is Tim Herron one of them?
Tim Herron's one of them with his let me pull up his numbers. 192 ERA with a K per 9 of 9, FIP of 286 and 80 in it. That's not normal. But he's not even their best. He might not even be top 3. Clase is not,
Clase.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think number 2 is on as somebody I have on this list with 191
I'm
ERA,
gonna
K
guess
per 9 of,
anybody I've never heard. Pedro Avila.
no, but he was good.
I don't know who that is.
Their second best, he's on the list, 191 ERA, K per 9 of 12.3, FIP of 140. Right on par with Clase. And the other one's,
One of them has to be Eli Morgan because I've heard of.
no, but he has a 193 too.
What the fuck?
And the other one's 157 in 78 games, K per 9 of 8, FIP of 280. So you're talking, like, this
Nick
is like,
Sandlin.
not Sandlin, no.
I've named almost everybody that's not Hunter Gaddis.
Hunter Gaddis was the 157.
Oh, Jesus.
Cade Smith.
Yeah, he was the other one. I think Cade Smith is just as good as Clase.
Okay, what is his? What's this guy? Oh my god.
Yep. So the Baseball Reference gives you their 5 best relievers. Listed here, 1 has an ERA over 2.
Good Jesus.
That's not normal.
This is the thing with the Guardians, right? They're gonna keep the same bullpen because obviously, right?
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
If they're bad next year, they're gonna be really bad.
But that bullpen is something. That's one of the most special bullpens I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of
Whole
baseball.
lot of nobody.
1 on the Royals. It's a reliever. 316 ERA.
Long.
Okay. You're welcome, by the way. It was Sam Long.
Yeah.
Put him on the list because Lucas has become a huge Sam Long fan.
Does Truman have anything to do with that?
Oh, that's a name drop.
Shout out, Truman.
Truman mentioned Sam Long
Once.
Yeah, and then he texted me about Sam Long. He was like, when the Royals were like hunting for the playoffs. I haven't talked to him since they clinched the playoffs. I wonder how
We'll see him today.
We'll see him today during the Royals game.
Yeah, we'll have it on. So the next guy is relevant. I know Izzy's definitely heard of him. We talked about him last week. 87 games, Tigers outfielder, 18 homers, 284 average.
Fuck. What's Meadows? Parker Meadows?
No, 932 OPS for an OPS plus of 159. Very much their best player.
Oh, Riley Green.
No.
Kerry Carpenter.
Yep, Kerry Carpenter. I know you talked about his girlfriend.
His wife.
Oh,
Get her
wife.
title right.
But Kerry Carpenter's really good.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Like,
Also,
I don't think anybody talks about that.
Shout out Jackson Jobe for making the postseason roster.
Oh, did he?
Good for him.
For him. So this one's going to be the Angels. They have a reliever, 1.
Oh, you didn't put Nico on there?
He sucked.
Oh.
Nico Cavadas, while we're on the topic, because we can be.
You can be, yes.
Baseball Reference crashes so much.
Yeah.
He batted fucking 180.
That's
man.
okay.
So this reliever pitched 25 games. I felt like I had to put somebody on there. 284 ERA, K per 9 of 12.1, 376 FIP. Neither of you have heard of this guy, which is why he's on the list.
I'm not even going to.
He's in the minors, so you had to check the 40 man. Well, I don't know why he's in the minors because the Angels suck and he's been really good.
I mean, that service time manipulation, maybe.
Maybe. I doubt it.
No.
He's how old is he? 25. So
Okay, never mind.
I've never heard of this guy.
you might have. You rival my nerdiness.
Sort of. Not really.
No one rivals your nerdiness. No one sniffs your bed when it comes to being a nerdy baseball fan.
It can't be Guio. I know that.
No, it's not
much.
Guillo. Guillo kind of sucked.
Yeah. He does suck. Jose Suarez. I've heard of him. So it can't be him.
You want it?
Yeah, I don't know it.
Is it somebody like Chase Silseth?
Hans Kraus.
I was going to guess him because his name looks cool.
Yeah, he might be German.
I want
maybe
Ben's
Sounds about right.
Ben's Joyce to be a Cardinal.
Benz. He throws really hard.
Yeah, he does.
On to the Mariners. I have an outfielder, and I have
Dylan Moore.
No, Dylan Moore sucks.
Well,
The
that's not what you were
outfielder
saying when he hit a home run.
outfielder played 77 games, batted .330, 4 homers, OPS plus of 155, relevant. And their reliever, 194 ERA in 42 games, struck out 10.2 batters per 9.
But the guy that hit 300 a week.
Relevant. But nobody talks about him.
I feel like I want to say Mitch Haniger, but I don't think that's right.
Not Mitch Haniger.
He hit what, did you say?
330, 328.
Is he like a young guy or older guy?
He
Is he currently on the...
Yep. He's 27.
That's completely wrong for guessing Mitch
It's got to
Haniger.
be... What's the dude's name? We saw him. Oh, my
did.
God. Victor Robles.
It was Victor Robles. He had
Oh,
a
shit.
really good season in Seattle once he got to Seattle. The
And then they
reliever.
gave him a contract extension.
I thought that would have given away. The reliever's been good too. Nobody talks about him. I think we saw him as well. Former Royal.
Wait, no, never mind. He's a current world.
I know a lot of... Gabe Spire.
Colin Snyder.
That was the other one.
Sub 2 ERA, struck out the world.
I was gonna guess.
More people need to talk about that.
I was gonna guess Hunter Harvey, but
He's on the Royals now.
he's a current world. That's why I got confused.
I had no Rangers. They kind of sucked.
Yeah, everyone disappointed.
I get another tweet notification about the Giants.
Yeah,
while
I'm
we're
tired.
in here.
Bob
I
needs
swear
to
God.
chill the
They
fuck
need
out.
to shut up.
I have an A's outfielder.
Lawrence Butler.
Yep. He had
Yep.
131 OPS plus. He hit 22 homers.
I
He
can't
was
wait
really
to see
good.
him in the minor league field next
No,
year.
Zach
He's gonna
Geloff?
go off. He kind of sucked, man. I was wrong. I'll admit that. I'll admit that 1,000 times over. I was wrong.
You didn't admit it last week.
Now they had a reliever. How the fuck did he pitch 22 games? Starter, 72 innings, 22 games, and now my baseball reference is crashed. 286 ERA. Yeah, nothing else looks great. Fun name.
Let me pull up the Athletics. Fun name.
Fun name.
Mason
Reliever,
was the only guy I
right?
can think of.
Or no, you said it's a starter?
Swingman. That was nasty.
Fun name.
Unique name. How about that?
Shout out Joe Boyle.
O'Fallon.
Yep. Is it Beto?
It's Hogan Harris.
Hogan. The fuck?
Hogan
He's really good.
hasn't he been on that team for a while?
A couple of years now, yeah.
Yeah.
Last AL team is the Astros. I have a reliever and 2 relievers.
Oh.
Yep.
I was gonna guess
reliever
Ronald
and
Blanco.
2 relievers.
It's 2 relievers. First one's 32, 223 ERA in 62 games. Struck out 9 batters per inning.
See a closer.
He is not. He's a lefty, I
Awesome.
think. And the other one is also a lefty, 239 ERA. I put him on this list because I had never heard of him.
I was going
With a 10.9 K per 9 FIP of 270. 2
I thought
lefties.
For a quick second, I thought it was going to be Josh Hader because I'm like, maybe he turned his season around, but no.
Well, 2
He wasn't
lefties.
terrible. I think.
They don't have many lefties.
Sorry, one's righty, one's lefty.
Oh.
Sorry.
Brian King.
Brian King was the one I'd never heard of. I'd never heard of that human being before, but he was really good this year.
Is Caleb Ort the other one?
No, but he hasn't been bad either. But I just didn't think he played long enough.
Well,
Injured.
it's not-
This pitcher's injured, so he might not be on the active roster. He might be listed in 40. The 40 man. From South Africa.
Oh, South Africa.
Don't think too much into that, if you know what I'm saying.
They have so many injured pitchers. Jesus.
I,
The only one I could.
Been around a couple of years. He was bad. This is his first year that he was good, and he was really good.
I don't know.
Taylor Scott.
never heard of him.
No?
No.
Even on here?
He's injured. All right.
He's not even on the 40 man.
I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He's been good. On to the Braves. I got a position player. I have a pitcher.
Nacho Alvarez.
No, he batted 100.
The dark times of Atlanta, but they still made the playoffs without Acuna.
I have an outfielder, 67 games,
Ramon
296.
Laureano.
Yep, 832 OPS plus. Or 832 OPS.
That's crazy. Sucks he took
Really
steroids.
good. Yeah, because people are gonna knock him.
Yeah.
He's really good. Ramon Laureano, big fan.
Yep.
Reliever y'all might have heard of him. 2.11 ERA, 3 FIP, K per 9 of 11.5 in 52 games, 59 innings.
Righty, lefty.
Lefty.
AJ Minter.
Nope.
No.
He's their second lefty. The third, I guess, because they have Bummer.
Holy Bob Nightingale, shut your mouth, man.
I feel like we've heard of. Y'all have probably heard of this guy before. I think he's been around a couple years.
Lefty, you said?
He's a lefty.
Dylan Lee.
It is Dylan Lee.
Oh yeah, I've heard
He's
of him.
really
really
good.
good in MLB
He's never
show.
really been bad, actually. Dylan Lee.
That's crazy.
One national. It's position player.
Is it one of the ones that they traded for?
No.
Is it James Woods?
No.
Damn. I thought that
I'm
was gonna
pulling
be a
up
good
his
guess.
stats, but he's been around a couple years now. 24-year-old infielder, 18 home runs, batted 282, 62 OPS.
Juan Yepes.
No, but good guess.
No. I put myself in your brain.
Juan was good too, but I didn't
pull
put
out
him on
the
here.
Juan Yepes thing.
Juan played 62 games. He could have conceivably made this list.
Bro, if I'm going to block Bob Nightingale.
It was Luis Garcia Jr.
Really?
Really? You've never heard of Luis Garcia Jr.?
No,
He's really good.
I don't watch
He's
the Nationals.
He had a good year.
You should start watching the Nationals.
They're
kinda
really fun.
good.
They're going to be great.
Yes.
Fucking, what was that guy? Bill Nye thinks they're one pitcher
Yeah, Bill
away.
Nye. Bill Nye thinks the Nationals are one pitcher away from winning the World Series.
Another injured pitcher on the Marlins. 3.19 ERA, 53 games, 53
Austin
innings.
Kitchen.
Nope, 250 FIP and a 10.6 K per 9. Not Austin Kitchen.
He's on the Mariners.
Marlin.
anyway.
Yeah, this is the Marlin. Austin Kitchen had an ERA of 14.14 on the Marlins, so not Austin Kitchen.
Man, they just get pitchers everywhere, man.
Fun last name on this Marlins pitcher. And no, it's not Declan Cronin.
That's unfortunate. Holy, they have just every pitcher is injured on their team.
Yes.
They have a whole rotation injured.
Yes.
Sixto,
That's why
Yuri
they
Perez,
sucked.
Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, and Braxton Garrett
Sixto
are all
sucks,
hurt.
but yeah,
Well, yeah. But
it's
you said, is it a starter or a reliever?
reliever.
One name.
Yeah.
Is it Mike Bowman?
Calvin Fauché.
Oh.
Hmm.
I saw him pitch a couple times on TV.
Go to the Phillies. I have a reliever. This guy debuted in the playoffs last year. You might have heard of him.
Yeah, what's his name? Kirkering or whatever?
Yeah, Ryan Kirkering. 2.29 ERA in 64 games. Struck
Nice.
out 10 points. He could
He
pitcher.
was really good in the postseason too, right? Last year.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He'll probably be a closer for them. I have two Mets.
Pete Alonso. I'm just kidding.
No, I would never.
Pete Alonso.
I
just kidding.
do have a position player. The position player had 85 games, batted 337,
Is it Harrison Bader? Oh.
OPS plus of 137, 4 homers, and he has an off the field hobby.
Mark
Okay.
Vientos.
No,
Oh,
Is it
Jose Iglesias.
it's Jose Iglesias. He
Oh,
sings.
He does have a. Well, he has an on-field hobby too when he sings to the fans after games.
He batted 337.
Yep.
And then relievers, 255 ERA is a swingman, K per 9 of 9.6, 155 OPS plus. Unique last name.
Unique.
Looks different than how you'd pronounce it.
Is it the good old Jose?
Jose Butto.
Butto.
Jose Butto.
Butto.
Butto was really good.
I feel like that name sounds familiar.
He was good this year. We faced him a couple times. I think he faced against us
Yeah.
twice early in the season. I have a Cardinal, believe it or not.
Jose
Pedro
Ryan
Pajes.
Fernandez.
I had Fernandez on there, but I removed him because that was too obvious. Reliever, 285 ERA in 56 games, FIP of 373, does not strike people out.
John King.
John
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Really good.
You
2 years
said-
in a row, he's been really good.
Yep, and we got him for Chris.
Remember how
Stroud.
bad he was in spring training? We dogged on him.
Well, yeah, because
he sucks.
I loved John King last year, but he literally came into spring training and gave up home runs. That's what he did.
I have 3 Cubs relievers.
I know one.
Go ahead.
Mayweather.
Porter Hodge.
Porter Hodge was really good. Floyd Mayweather?
Julian.
Because that's a wrestler, bro.
No,
Floyd.
it's a boxer, you dumbass.
Same thing. He was a NASCAR team. 188 for Porter Hodge. K per 9 of 10.5. Really good. I had a heart attack or some shit on the mound.
No, Jesus.
He had it was a panic
The same
attack.
thing. Other one is a 2.15 ERA this year in 49 games. K per nine of 7.5, so not great. FIP was 3.62.
Was I right at least with my guess of Julio
No.
Merriweather?
He was kind of mid. It hit a 6.60 ERA. And the other
It
one
was fun to use in the show. So.
it had an ERA. I got to find his name on here. He's injured. 2.03 ERA in 24 games. K per nine of 10.5 after getting released by another team because of an incident.
Oh, so Jorge Lopez.
Jorge Lopez was really good on the Cubs.
Yeah.
And the other one was a waiver claim by the Cubs that bounced around for a while. I don't know if you guys heard of him.
Oh.
If it's a waiver claim, I definitely haven't heard of him.
Yeah. Probably will now. That's my point with this list is y'all are going to hear about these people, I think. These are good pitchers.
Again, though, your mind.
In my mind. Well, good numbers.
Fair, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're like
Especially
really good
Cade
numbers, but like
Smith.
Cade
Will it be
Smith.
on the Guardians that we did? The guy that I think he might be on par with Class A.
I don't know who this other guy would be.
Tyson Miller.
Oh, I've heard of him.
I haven't.
2 lefty relievers on the Brewers.
Well, they have just a million good relievers. What I'm
Yeah. Both of these guys were waiver claims.
Yeah.
That's why I put them on here. First one had an ERA of 2.47 in 55 games. Started 62 innings, 3.28 FIP. Oh, okay, thanks for crashing on me.
Colby Milner.
No, one of their other relievers. K per nine on this guy was 9.1, and then the other ones in the minors for some reason had an ERA of 1.73 in 43 games, 3.60 FIP, K per nine of 9.
You said they're lefties?
Yep, they're both lefties. You got to be careful with one of the names.
Yeah, that's the name I'm looking at.
You want to give a guess?
No, I
It's
don't.
Koenig,
Yeah.
Oh,
Jared Koenig.
oh, nice.
And then the other one, I sat with his entire bloodline at the Brewers game that I went to.
Oh my god, you told me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember. Hold on.
When did you go to a Brewers game?
Brewers Cardinals.
Oh.
The Nolan walk
Oh,
off.
yeah, because you sat in the players' wives.
I
Said
did.
with his whole bloodline, but I don't remember who it is.
Brian Hudson
Where is he at? Oh.
in the minors for some reason because his velo went down. A 170 ERA this year, and they sent him down because
He
his
looked
velo
really
went down.
good.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I think we should have him.
Yep. No Reds. They weren't really that great.
No,
They
you
were
were just you're
disappointing.
so upset that Matt McClain didn't play.
Christian
all year.
Encarnacion Strand sucked.
Yeah.
I have a position player and I have a pitcher on the Pirates. The position player played 80 games, batted 265, OPS plus of 120. Great for his position.
Oh, so it's a catcher.
Yes.
Joey Bart.
It was Joey Bart.
Yeah.
Joey Bart was really good. And then the reliever was a waiver claim. Been around a couple years. 39 games, 2.44 ERA, FIP of 2.45, so right where he should be, and a K per nine of 10.2.
10.2.
Yep.
You said he's been around a while.
Fringe reliever for a lot of teams. I think he started on the Dodgers. Tommy hated him, so yeah, I know he just started on the Dodgers. He's kind of sucked his whole career until this year. Weird, unique first name. Not weird, it's just not a name you see a lot.
Well, it has to be on the 40-man roster.
He is. He's active.
Because I don't.
No, he's active.
Well, then there's no weird first names on the active.
You don't think Dennis is a weird name? Dennis Santana?
Not really.
He's been really good. He sucked for his whole life, and now he's good.
I know it's not Isaac. So
Hey, fuck you.
Isaac Matson? I don't know who the fuck that is. I
I
forgot his
don't
name.
know
It's a
who
weird.
that
It is.
On
a
to
weird
the
name.
last division. I got the Diamondbacks. I got 2 relievers. Again,
The ghost of Matt Bowman.
no, he sucked on the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
First one at a 2.48 ERA in 64 games in the Diamondbacks. Fucking stop freezing, you stupid motherfucker. This has drained my phone battery. K per nine of 11.3, FIP of 259, and then the other one is a lefty, 132 ERA in 30 games, FIP of 163, K per nine of 14.2. was
Is
it?
one of them Brandon Hughes? Because okay, so it's
Uh,
not Jordan Montgomery.
no, the guy with the 14.9 K per nine was a trade deadline acquisition.
Okay.
And very much relevant.
AJ Puck.
Yeah, AJ
Oh,
Puck.
okay.
Puck.
Yeah.
He's been insane on the Diamondbacks. And then the other one is Young and was probably going to be their closer for a long time.
So it's not Ginkle.
No, it's not Ginkle, but Ginkle's name is just
Kevin
fun.
Ginkel, yeah.
Ginkle.
He's young, so he's going to be around a while.
Yeah, he'll be a closer for a long time with his numbers this year.
There's the most overrated closer in baseball,
Paul Sewald, yep. This guy still got 8 saves this year, so I think he was Sewald's replacement.
Justin Martinez.
I
just saw he was born in 2001, so.
Yeah,
good
he's
God, he's
good.
young.
I have a Rocky position player.
I
Brian
want to guess
McMahon.
this without guessing. I want to guess it without looking it up, but I don't
Brian
know if
McMahon?
I can.
No. 82 games this year, 9 homers, batted .263 with an 118 OPS plus, which again is a good for the position.
So it's
So it's a catcher.
Yes.
Elias Diaz.
No.
He got
He got released. He's on the
Oh, he
Padres
did?
now,
No.
which is kind of weird because he was
the
an
only
all-star.
Rocky I knew.
Yeah,
so,
that's
or
valid.
catchers that I knew. So.
I think you've heard of this guy. He was around. He was in our division for a while.
Oh, is it Carson Kelly?
Mm-mm.
Is it Jacob Stallings?
It's Jacob
He was
Stallings.
that
Oh,
good?
really?
He sucked as a Pirate
Yeah.
offensively.
Well,
he had a really good offense.
He was
Of
never good
course,
offensively.
but I mean, well above league average this year, and so very good for him.
Wow.
2 Giants, position player and a pitcher.
Is Fitzgerald on there?
Yep,
Yeah.
we've talked about him at length, but
Yeah, I've talked about Fitzgerald a lot.
he ended up with batting .280, 831 OPS, 136 OPS plus. So good for him. And then a reliever,
Sean Jelly.
no. 191 on the reliever in 76 games. He started a game and ended up being their closer. 80 innings, 11.1 K per 9, 252 FIP. So very, very good reliever. Funky windup.
Is it-
Rogers?
Yeah, I was gonna guess Rogers.
Neither Rogers.
No.
He was the closer after Duvall went down.
I don't know who their closer was after. Let me guess. Tristan Beck.
Ryan Walker.
Oh, I've heard of that name.
He's
Because of the
really
show.
good. Yeah.
He literally is listed as their closer.
Yeah.
I should have said.
I have two Padres. Yep, both pitchers again. 2.83 ERA and lefty. And
Whatever his name is that strikes out everybody.
I can't think of the guy's name. His first name's like Adrian, right?
Morejon, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how to pronounce his
2.83
last name.
ERA. He had 10 K per nine. He had a really good year. And the other one is the guy that strikes anybody, Jeremiah Estrada.
Yeah.
62 games, 295 ERA. He had a K per 9 of 14.
Yeah.
Anytime you get over
He had
11,
one time where he struck out, 10 in a row, 11 in a row?
stupid
That's
numbers.
insane.
Once you get a K per 9 over 11, you're doing something special.
Yeah.
Definitely big on they got him from the Cubs because the Cubs released him. He wasn't even a waiver claim. He got released.
Yeah.
And the last team is the Dodgers. I have 2 lefties relievers.
Vesia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vesia was really good, and I put that on there because I don't know if Tommy will ever listen, but Tommy thinks Vesia sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And Vesia had a 1.76 ERA this year in 67 games. Struck out 11.8 batters per nine, FIP of 345. Really good.
Yep.
And the other one we've talked about at length. Lefty reliever. It's 3.08 ERA in 48 games, 367 FIP, 9.1 K per 9.
I'm forgetting because I don't have their depth chart pulled up. And I know we've talked
He has glasses.
His glasses?
Joe
Yep.
Kelly? No.
Oh, I forgot that. Lefty.
Oh, I forgot that part.
Dodger.
Lefty with glasses.
Oh, I don't want the 2023 depth chart. Why would I do that? I'm going to get it. Don't worry. I'll just
Yeah,
take
you
this
will.
picture with glasses and figure it out. Or not.
The picture's got glasses.
The only guy that I can think of is Sean Dooley,
Oh.
but he's not in the league.
Mr. Andrew Milans would
Anthony
approve.
Bonda.
Yeah.
He was really good this year.
No.
That's all I got. I
That's-
appreciate. I've been working on that list for a really long time.
You had
I've
a
been
couple
fucking-
others on there, but they had to be
I've removed
deleted
Michel
as-
Otanez on the
Yes.
A's was really good. He blew
Michel
up.
Otanez.
Michel.
I like saying his name.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I've. You guys got anything else you want to talk
I
about?
got
I know
nothing
we kind
else
of went
can talk
long,
about. I
so
mean, it was a long episode, but
Very
we haven't gone
long
long. Well,
episode.
not really. We're not
but
even an hour and a half.
Oh, we're not.
Really?
no,
Yeah.
Jesus,
So,
felt like an hour.
really, yeah, I want to go get paid and watch
we
baseball.
talked
so.
about
Yeah, well-
we talked about a whole lot today.
We did talk about a whole lot, but we
Lot to
rambled,
talk
we
about.
ranted. But you know what? Appreciate it once again for those of you who tuned into another episode of the Don't Know Ball podcast. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials, both podcast related and personal related. And as always, have a good day and fuck Jack Garner.
Yep. Hi, Jack.